Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'll be showing the insane potential of the Rathgricy hero class in Legend instances. This class is honestly one of the most fun classes I've played in a while, and I really hope the devs won't nerf it. The DPS and survivability is incredible, and the playstyle is a lot of fun too. I'll also be answering some questions I got from the last video and from my community post. Stay tuned to see why I have such a high praise for this class, and to see if your question got answered. In my previous video, I went through the skills, advanced ruins, and weapons in depth. Be sure to check it out in the link in the description if you missed it. I will show some of the same skills again in this video when I explain why things are so busted. First, let me answer some questions people had about this class. Quite a few people asked what gear she could wear. Let me show you what gear she can use by looking at the synthesis stove filtered by her class only. You can see that she can use a variety of weapons, most notably the Sword of Hogne, which the Thanatos class uses. Do note that Divine Avenger spears are unavailable. For shields, she's able to use the Divine Avenger exclusive shields, which include the Giant Wing Shield and the Dragon Flame Shield. She can also use Divine Avenger exclusive armor like Watcher's Armor. Next, I had questions regarding what materials are required for her weapon. The base weapon for Zealous Judgement can be crafted in Uno. It takes 30 lava gems, 70 harpy feathers, and 4 shining holy waters. For upgrading from level 1 to 8, I'll show the different levels and there will be a summary at the end. There are various materials ranging from Glass Helm, Aldebaran, Gingerbread, Uno, and Nif. Here's a summary of the materials you'll need. To synthesize her weapon, here is what you need. You need a tier 4 Naggin, level 8 Zealous Judgement, Muramasa, which is the upgraded of the attached sword that is craftable in Gethin. If you want to avoid making this weapon and buy it with BCC like I will, then try Smile.1. Smile.1 allows you to get discounted BCC and premiums for Ragnarok Mobile. They have been around for more than 8 years and have plenty of global business partners for other games too. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. Next, I had questions about the shield skins. You can see that Divine Avengers can change the skin of their shields. For example, here I have the purple shield skin selected, and you can see I'm using it on my character. Rathgricy does not have this option. There's only the weapon skin option, and unfortunately no shield skin option. Next, someone had asked about the best shoe card and whether the Edga Star card is good. When I was translating the Valkyrie skill, what superior body really means is endure. Here in Echoing Corridor, I don't have it enabled and you can see I'm flinching. Once I cast Valkyrie, I have endure. If you have level 7 core passive, you can spam this to have permanent endure. So this is really busted, and I think cards that give more move speed like Moonlight Flower Star card or the Flute Player Star card are more suitable. Next, I had some questions about what fixed body state means. This is in the Order Punishment passive skill. I personally couldn't get this effect to work, even when I tried an Oracle or Echoing Corridor monsters. I don't see these monsters being affected. I had watched IdleHand's video about this skill, and the code shows that it is snare, but maybe it's bugged because monsters are definitely not getting snared. I'll put a link to his video in the description if you want to check it out. Next, how much ignore defense do you need? Order Feathered Blade reduces defense by 10% for up to 5 layers, which is incredibly good. This allows you to have slightly less than 200% ignore defense and make this up over time. Here I don't have any offhand. My ignore defense is at 171.5%. In my initial hit, I hit for 1.49 million damage. You can see it goes up until around 1.9 million damage. Now I equip my ignore defense offhand. This will give me a lot of ignore defense. I show I have now 227.5% ignore defense. I hit the golem for 1.91 million damage, and it remains unchanged. That is because going beyond 200% ignore defense has diminishing returns. Personally, I put my ignore defense around 180 to 190% and then let the Order Feather Blade help reduce the defense so you can have more powerful offhands. If you're able to get 200% ignore defense through enchants, then by all means do that. Next is converting to Holy Worth It. Another busted thing about this class is you can convert your skills. For example, Holy Strike can be used to make your attacks holy, and also while in Valkyrie state, this passive gives you a higher holy attack. Let's first start with a neutral attack. Here's the gear I'll be using for the conversion damage tests. I cast Valkyrie. The initial hit is at 2.82 million damage. Next, here are my elemental attributes. I have 31% water damage. I have 42% holy damage. Next, I eat a water converter. I cast Valkyrie. I hit for 3.5 million damage, about a 680,000 damage increase. Next, I cast Valkyrie, and I use Holy Strike to convert to Holy. I hit for 2.45 million damage, which is the lowest of all the damage so far. Why is that? These legend bosses have very high holy damage reduction, and in the past that was to nerf the Ruin Masters. Although you have the flexibility to go holy, you can sometimes just use Valkyrie and use a converter or stay as neutral to maximize your damage. Next, what gear do I recommend? Here's the gear that I use for legend runs. I was able to achieve 186.5% ignore defense on this account without using any ignore defense offhand. However, I did need to use an ignore defense ancient equipment armor. For accessories, I use the magic attack ones with the magic attack random attribute. I also use the biochemical Baphomet accessory card to add physical damage increase. Overall, I'm trying to build this similar to a Thanatos or Rune Master class where I try to maximize my attack and magic attack. Of all the gear, I would highly recommend using the weapon with the tier 5 effect since that gives you a wing every 8 seconds and this is really crucial. I wouldn't have been able to clear instances without it. I found running around just wasn't very practical most of the time, and having it auto-generate is definitely much easier. Next, for Oracle Mirror, I use the Combustible Knife for the penetration percentage. For Ancient Relic, I use the Lord of Vane for the penetration percentage. Here are my stats. I have 32,000 attack and 28,000 magic attack. I have 100% penetration, 46.6% skill damage. I have 172% damage, 96% physical damage increase, and 186.5% ignore defense. Next, here's my Avenger handbook. I have 126% magic and physical attack deposits. I have 4,859 attack, and I have 4,397 magic attack. This class definitely benefits from having very high magic attack and physical attack deposits. Next are the skills. For my skill bar, this is what I ended up going with. For my auto bar, I have Order Feather Blade and Valkyrie. For my first manual slot, I have all my attack skills in one slot, plus Prepare for Elite and Valkyrie. On my second manual slot are all my self buffs, plus Prepare for Elite and Order Feather Blade. I also have my Holy Wing armor always enabled. This skill is stupid busted since it prevents you from dying to high damage skills. For her 4-Wing Guardian core passive, Valkyrie is incredibly important to refresh quickly, so I think getting to level 7 core passive is very important to play efficiently. You'll also be getting an extra 1% physical damage and speed bonus per core passive level. Against bosses, I do use Call of Hero as an initial burst, but only because of the tier 5 weapon to get the feather back quickly, so I'm able to rely on one feather to save me. Also, I never use the skill Holy Feather Judgement. I find it takes too long to cast and you're better off spamming Order Feather Blade. I only use it versus the golem for a dramatic finish and to show the skill. For my Prepare for Elite, I have Command Charge and Valkyrie. Next, let's get started. I cast Prepare for Elite, enable Holy Wing Armor, cast Call of Heroes, and notice my feather regens due to the weapon. The golem doesn't hit that hard, so I can risk it. Order Feather Blade does a ton of damage. I don't move around a lot because sometimes if you move, the boss is no longer in range of these feathers. I was trying to be fancy by finishing the boss off with Holy Feather Judgement, but you can see the delay is super long to do the damage, and the damage itself isn't that great at 10 million. Down goes the golem. Next for floor 2, I will be converting to Holy via Holy Strike. I also cast Prepare for Elite. Again, I cast Call of Heroes first for the initial burst damage. Then just spam Order Feather Blade. One thing that's a bit buggy about Valkyrie is when the cooldown gets reduced by the core passive, it doesn't recast itself. I should have manually recast Valkyrie each time. It's just something to get used to. You definitely want to spam Valkyrie as often as possible if you have the level 7 core passive. The Sea Spirit goes down. Next for floor 3, this time I stick with neutral to avoid the heavy elemental damage reductions. I cast Prepare for Elite and attack. This boss is too tough without feathers, so I don't use Call of Heroes right now. Again, I need to spam Valkyrie way more often than I do, but I was busy dodging and trying to kill stuff. I also went manual this time. It's because the targeting in Chinese is a bit difficult, so I have to manually cast everything. When Strofe comes out, I do use Call of Heroes to clear out a bunch of stuff around him. These mobs are super annoying, so it's good to clear it out quickly. After Strofe goes down, I kill the red orb and then go for the heart. The heart goes down. In the final stage, I just keep spamming Order Feather Blade. Again, I should spam Valkyrie more often. The feathers are protecting me a lot in this floor, and I love her survivability. On floor 3, often my feathers are at 1 or 0. I also rely on my anti-death foods to save me. He goes down. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed the legend runs and the question and answers. Do you look forward to playing Rathgricy? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend. And if you want more sneak peeks, check out this playlist over here.